Buongiorno, ciao. My name is Annette and welcome to my YouTube channel. I recently came to Italy and I've been getting so many questions, so many DMs about how I came, and I've been trying to answer, but it's hard to keep up with the messages. It's hard to consistently respond, so I've decided to simultaneously give this information to everybody who might need it. Let's get straight to the point. I came to Italy in we're in September 16th. Yes, 16th, and this is today we're in, I'm not sure, but I think I'm around 3 weeks old here. This video is just going to give you a general overview of how I came, how I got here, what kind of visa did I apply for. This information will be able to help you to start off if you want to go abroad. It doesn't matter whether it's Italy or UK, Australia, the US, it doesn't matter. How did this all start? I know it was shocking. It was shocking to myself because I was living a comfortable life in Kenya. Comfortable, is it comfortable? It was somehow a comfortable life. I wouldn't say that it was exceptional or lavish life. I wouldn't say that I had everything that I needed, but it was surprising to myself to even like develop the interest at first. Yeah, so it was shocking because this is hard because I had a business going on. I had a life, my whole family is there, everything is there, so it was really a big decision for me to make. I had to decide on whether to close down or whether to transfer the ownership or whether to manage it from here. I was also like, how am I going to be able to do things while I'm away? But I had to make that decision because of I wouldn't say circumstances, but I just got the interest. Maybe in other videos I'll tell you why. First of all, I would advise you to identify the country where you want to go to. For me, it was different. I wouldn't say I was settled on Italy. I was looking at all options, not from a desperate point of view, but because I was flexible to wherever. And I was also like, I want to go to an English-speaking country. I want to have an easy time adapting. At first, I started by applying for scholarships. I was applying for scholarships to various universities in various countries. My cousin gave me some link to a group where they post international scholarships in all countries. So I was applying to those. I applied to the UK, I applied to Ireland. That was my dream country. I wanted to go to Ireland so bad. Is it Ireland or Ireland? I've never been able to say it, but if I was asked to choose, that's where I wanted to go. But this is where God wanted me to be. Did I apply to Australia? I looked into Australia, but I never really did apply into any university in Australia. Basically it's been a long journey all the way. I started this thing in January, and it actually took such a long time because I got here in September. So but I didn't necessarily know where I wanted to go to. So for you to just save yourself the time, save yourself the struggle, if you're flexible enough, look at all countries. But if you're very specific on where you want to go, just start looking at universities in that country. Actually, you should start by identifying the course that you want to do. If, for example, you just finished Form 4, look at the course that you want to do as a bachelor's and find out if your course is offered in that university. If it's not, look for a course that somehow relates to what you want to do, because sometimes the wording is different. So just look at that, look at the curriculum, look at what you'll be taught. You can either apply for a scholarship or apply for a university directly. If you choose to apply for a scholarship, you'll find that most of them will ask you to first of all enroll into a university. Then after enrolling, you have to provide your enrollment documents or acceptance letter so that they can consider you for the scholarship. So either way, you have to apply into the university. When it comes to applying for the scholarship, some of them, they're just direct. You just apply directly, you just give your documents, and anything else that they may require. But for most of them, you have to apply for the university first, then apply for the scholarship separately. I don't know whether you get me. Yeah, so for my case, that's what I started off by doing. I was applying for universities, for example, Griffith College Dublin, Technological University of the Shannon. I got accepted into all those universities, and I wanted to do like things to do with branding, digital marketing, because that's what I do in my daily life. So I wanted to add on to that. But now when it came to the scholarships, some of them I was shortlisted and I had really high hopes, but some of them, they never really responded to me. I wouldn't say that it is impossible to get a scholarship, fully funded scholarship or partially or whatever, but it's difficult. It's difficult because they are very competitive. So many students are applying for them, not only in your country but also across the world. So it's really difficult to get it, but it's not impossible, because I've heard of people who have gotten them. I've seen YouTube videos of success stories, so it's not impossible. Don't just apply for 1 or 2 or even just 5 scholarships. Apply to 30. Apply for 30 scholarships so that you can at least get 1 or 2, or you never know. You'd rather have many to choose from than none to choose from. So that's the route I was going for, because studying abroad is expensive. It is expensive, so expensive. Yeah, expensive. I can't really say the figures, because different courses apply for different countries, and also depending on the course you want to do, depending on the university you're going to, is it a private or a public, so it's very expensive. That's why I was applying for scholarships. So you find that in scholarships, you have fully funded scholarships and partial scholarships. Some give you 50%. This means that they cover like half of your school fees. So if, for instance, your school fees is 4 million per year, they'll pay for 2 million, and you have to find the rest. You have to find the rest of the money, even for your accommodation, for the flight, and for everything else. By the way, I forgot, they are either merit based or need based. Merit based is based on your grades, based on what you got, and need based is based on your financial or economic situation in your family. So those are the 2 types of scholarships that are here. And some people, they get fully funded scholarships where the university pays for everything, school fees, your accommodation, some even give you meals, some even pay for your flights. Like, yeah. So let me talk about my personal journey. I did apply for many scholarships, not only in Ireland and UK. I also applied to scholarships in Austria. I don't know, I've always had a thing for Europe. Yeah, for real though, I've always had a thing for Europe. Like, I don't know why. Everything, like when I realized how difficult it was to get a scholarship, I was like, what if I just find a university that I can afford? What if I just find a school that won't require so much money? So I started Googling, guys. Did I also tell you that I didn't choose an agent? I didn't choose an agent for anything. I do not know anybody in Italy. I am the first in my family to come here. I have family in the US, I have family in Australia, but I never really knew anyone in Italy, so it wasn't easy to get information. But that's why you have Google. Yeah, Google, like, thank God for Google, man. Like, oh yeah. So I searched for affordable countries to live in Europe. Then I narrowed it down, because if a country is affordable, you can afford the standards of living, the universities are affordable. At first, I started off with France. I was like, Paris, I'm gonna be in Paris. Emily in Paris, you know. But by the time I was discovering France, the dates for enrollment into the universities were already closed. It was past the deadline. And if you're looking into France, by the way, make sure you visit Campus France in Kenya. Do your research first, then visit Campus France. If you want me to do a video of how that journey went, I will. My next destination was Italy, and I was like, Italy, okay, I know Italy because of pasta and pizza, but I don't know nothing else about Italy. At this point, I was like, I don't care if this country speaks English or not. I will learn the language. I am young, and the language will not be a hindrance for me. How I discovered this school, I will tell you the name later. How I discovered my university, one of the best and the oldest universities. It was founded in 1924. Go and find out which university it is. Go and find out the name of the university. So anyway, I discovered that international students are only required to pay the taxes per annum. They don't pay school fees. They only pay the regional tax. And I'm like, yeah, I was excited for sure. I was excited. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to look into it. That's the case for many universities in Italy. Not all of them, but most of them, they are either very affordable. Let me not say cheap, because there are other costs associated to that, but they are very affordable compared to other countries. I did research about this university, read the reviews just as I did for the other universities that I had been applying to, looked at the courses that they offer. For me, I just graduated last year from Maseno University, so I had to do a master's. You can't like downgrade. Can you, maybe some people do that in other countries, maybe you can apply for like a diploma. I don't know, I don't think that's possible, like to apply for a diploma and you did a degree. I have a degree in business administration with IT. Yeah, what Maseno, you know why I've laughed. So anyway, so I was looking for, I've always been very entrepreneurial, I have a business mind and all, that's my line. So I wanted to do a course that is in that line, but I was also open to trying out new things, to learning new things, to shifting, to transitioning. So when I looked at the courses that this particular university offered, this university is just full of sciences and political sciences. Okay, law, it has like the complex stuff, you know, the hard things. So I identified the course that I wanted to do. Then I researched about the enrollment procedure. So for this particular school, you had to go through 3 stages. First, this word is hard. Preliminary. It's affordable, yes, but the rules that they've put for you so that you enter that school, standards ziko kule juu. Preliminary assessment, the pre-enrollment stage, and the enrollment stage. To enroll into universities in Italy, there's a common website that you can find these universities. It's called Universitali. Just a moment. It's called Universitali. So here you can find all the universities in Italy, the enrollment procedures and everything. But for my case, I discovered this website after enrollment process of my university. So for the first stage, the things that you will require are just a moment. You will need your passport, guys. First of all, hey, history of passport. This passport story, if you're in Kenya, I think I'll just make a separate video about the passport thing, because I don't want to get into that. So you need your passport, your bachelor's degree. For a master's, you'll need a bachelor's degree certification, a transcript, a CV, a statement of purpose. Yes, you need a statement of purpose for most of these schools. It doesn't matter which country, you will need a statement of purpose for applying into a university, and also in some cases for the embassy, you will need a statement of purpose. So if you need me to teach you how to make a good statement of purpose, let me know. Evidence of English proficiency. I really wanted to skip this. I really thought that I would evade this, but I didn't. So this is where you have IELTS, TOEFL, Cambridge, Duolingo. Guys, I did Duolingo. It's like 10,000 Kenyan shillings, but if you fail, do not fail that exam. You have to look at the requirements of your university. So for my case, they didn't really tell me to do a specific English test, but they gave a list of English tests that I can take. Let me just not read them all, but there are so many. Yeah, so those are the documents that I needed from my pre-enrollment. I just thought I could ignore the English test first, so I applied. I provided all the documents apart from the English test, and they got back to me after 1 month saying that we'll only validate your preliminary assessment if you provide your language certificate. So that's when I did Duolingo and I passed they'll give you a mark that they want. They'll give you an equivalence of the IELTS. So I think for me it was an IELTS 7.5, something like that. I don't remember, but I'll check for you. So after the first stage, which was the preliminary assessment, I went to the second stage, which was the pre-enrollment stage. I gave letters of recommendations. It's advisable that you give two, one which is academic and one which is professional. So for me, I gave one from my lecturer in Maseno University and another one from the head of department for where I worked. While in campus, I was already employed, so I gave a letter of recommendation by my head of department. If your preliminary assessment outcome is correct, they'll submit your application to the embassy in your country, for instance the embassy of Italy in Nairobi. Then you can proceed to apply for a visa. The other stages are not really important right now, we'll get to them later. Basically that's the process. Identifying a course, identifying a university, finding out the tuition fee, or if they have exemptions for international students, if they do, find out the tax that you will be required to pay, going through the enrollment process of the school, applying for a visa. You have to apply through VFS, a company known as VFS Global. The investments, by the way, you have to book an appointment online, pay some of the fees. Then on the date of your appointment, you're going to pay for the visa fees, and which was about, I don't want to give you approximations, this is just a general overview, but I will do another video to explain the visa process. So after applying for a visa, mine came out in a day. I got my visa in 1 day, bro, like but that's another story. Interviews and all that, documentations is crazy. Like if you're thinking about Italy, it's amazing, but the documentation is wild. It is wild. These people, they will ask for documents and evidence and evidence and in upcoming videos I will tell you about my university, more about the name, where it is located, the courses that are offered, the visa process, flight process. Yeah, so for me, I got an affordable university. I will not say free, because I'm having to pay for other things like health insurance, and but they're not hata zikikuwa mingi aje, they cannot really be equitable to the amount that I will be paying in another country. So I will also tell you about the interview process. That was wild, but I had a good visa interview experience too. Yes, I will tell you all about that. If you have any questions, write them in the comment section and I will address them either through replies, or I will create a video based on that. This is my first ever video, just to introduce you to the channel and what to expect. I will also tell you about the international student life for me so far. Guys, I also have to mention this. It will be so unfair. I don't know how to put this, bro. I did my own research online. I won't say it was easy. I will not say it was easy. I will not say it was simple. Sometimes I was stuck. I didn't know who to turn to, who to ask. It was wild. Sometimes I was just taking the risk and not knowing if I'm doing the right things or filling the right blanks, but I was just trusting my instinct. And if you want to go abroad, the general advice I can give you is that all the information that you need is online. Every information that you need is online. There are many blogs, many articles, so much information on Google search that you can find. There are YouTubers who are talking about traveling and all that. So please do your research. Please do your research. I will try my best to create these educative YouTube videos at least 2 times a week. I will be posting at least 2 times a week. I hope to because my schedule is crazy. Do a lot of research, and you can ask me, but I can only guide you to a specific level. I cannot be able to spoon feed information, not because nobody assisted me, but because I cannot exhaust all the information that you need to know. So please commit a lot of time before asking me a question. Please try to do some research, and when you're really stuck, I will answer you when I get the time. Yeah. So another thing about Italy, you should know that the system of education is so nice. It is top notch. Like it's only been like 3-4 lectures so far, and I can tell you that the professors are dedicated to their job. These people are willing to teach, like their life depends on it. They are teaching with so much passion, intelligence. They are so smart, they're so kind, they're so open, they're accessible, and the system of education is really comprehensive is the word. It's really comprehensive. I used to read that Italy offers one of the best education system worldwide. It's home to the oldest universities in the whole world, mainly because of the influence of the Pope. I don't know, but the education system here, kama unataka tukucheza kama unataka pathway, okay, you will get the pathway, but please make sure that you're selecting the correct course. There's something that you'll be able to handle, because for me, I'm doing a master's in international relations. It's a little transition from what I did before. There are some common units between international relations and business administration, international business, international marketing, public relations. So there are some common units, and by the way, you will be required to explain that transition. If you're going to be transitioning to a whole different course, you'll be required to explain why you want to transition. So for me, it was because I have an international business, so I just wanted to grow on that. And yeah, but I came to find out that international relations is just not about the economic part, about the business part. I have to it's a political science, so I have to learn so much politics. Oh my god, mimi hata mambo ya finance bill ilikuwa inanipita sometimes. Like, I'm not even a news person, but yes, my schedule is wild. I have to really catch up with these people because they are so smart. Like oh my god, guys, like my class is full of students from all over the world. We have students from France, we have students from Vietnam, we have students from Japan, we have students from Ghana, we have students from the US, we have students from Australia, Sweden, Russia, Ukraine, all these international students. And these people are smart. If you ever walk into a master's class, like, oh my god, if you ever walk into a master's class abroad and you're from Kenya, you might really wonder what you had been doing in school. So yeah, I really have a lot of work to do. I just got here. I'm trying to catch up with the whole education and also part-time jobs, which I know is another question that many of you have. Like, are there part-time jobs in Italy? Are there jobs in Italy? Are there jobs for foreigners? That's another story. But yeah, that's another story. So I'll tell you about it too. I have a lot going on, so this is just to explain how much I would want to constantly be answering the questions, but sometimes you'll find that I delay. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to understand the culture. The culture shocks are all over the place. Like, oh, this Italians. Generally, they are very nice people, and I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm waiting to see what's there to unravel. The most important thing: pray. How do I stress on this? Like, please pray about it. If you're confused about where you want to go, what you want to do in life, just please pray. Tell God about it. You remember when I tell you I had a crazy passport situation? Like, I believe that God had the most important role in this whole story, because there are times that I used to wake up at 3 a.m. just to pray. Sometimes you're confused, you're tired, you're lost. So please pray, and God will answer your prayers. He will answer your prayers. So pray, tell him what you want, tell him what you need, tell him what you're confused about, and for sure bet he will definitely come through for you. I also got a question about whether I needed to learn Italian to come to Italy. No, I did not. So unless you want to come and study here in a course that's offered in Italian, you don't need to study Italian. Eventually, if you do end up coming here, you need to study the language. The language barrier is a whole other story that I will talk about later. But if you want to go to, for instance, a European country that doesn't speak English, eventually you will need to understand the language. But for some countries, you need to learn the language before and attain a certain certification in advance before getting accepted. For instance, Germany, I have a cousin there. Shout out to Shiro, my first subscriber. I will invite her to this channel and she will enlighten you. So, but for me, I didn't need to learn Italian, but I am studying Italian right now. I'm not so consistent, but my university has a free language center where you can learn any language of your choice at no cost. It has partnerships with universities in Rome. So Rome is the capital city of Italy. You get to learn any language and get certification. So for me, I'm currently learning Italian, mainly because I need it in my day-to-day life. I need it to interact with people on a daily basis. I need it at the grocery store, in the supermarket. Guys, oh my goodness, the language. Let me just not get into that right now, but I will later. I will. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to my next videos. If you've watched till the end, it's because you have some sort of interest in going abroad. I did a lot of research on other countries as well before coming here, so I'm your person if you're in that pathway. This video is just an introductory overview. I will get to the details in future. I will guide you through the processes. You do not need to spend your money. I'm not demarketing anyone, but you don't always need to spend your money to pay someone to do these things for you. Things that you can research, things that are available, online. You don't, unless you have so much money, like save yourself the struggle. You don't need to struggle researching if you have the money to pay someone to do it for you. So if you have the money, do it. But for me, I was on a budget. Yeah, I had to anguka nayo. So yeah guys, I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Write down all your questions so that I know what to answer to in the next video. In Italy we say ciao.